Hello everybody, SlimKirby here. Welcome back to more of The Legend of Zelda Link's Awakening for the Nintendo Switch. Last time we did some overworld stuff. We pretty much opened the way to the 5th dungeon, but we're actually not going to go to the 5th dungeon today. Spending time with Dampe last part gave me a very grave feeling. About that book we found in the library a couple of parts ago. And after thinking about it, if we go back to the cemetery here, this kind of looks like the layout that was in that library book, doesn't it? Well, if we follow the instructions that we got from that library book, you will find a secret staircase, and this staircase will lead you to the Color Dungeon. So, here's the thing. The Color Dungeon was a dungeon that was added specifically for the Link's Awakening DX version on the Game Boy Color. This dungeon technically existed in the original, Game Boy version, but because the Game Boy couldn't see colors, you couldn't actually do it. Or, actually, I think it's more that if you tried to play the color version on the Game Boy, like, it wouldn't work, because, again, there'd be no colors. But basically, yeah, this was kind of a dungeon that was supposed to kind of, I guess, celebrate the Game Boy Color and all of its advantages of having color. But now, since obviously the Switch has full color capabilities, it doesn't really matter too much. But they still decided to bring this dungeon back because it is a bonus dungeon. It does give a pretty unique reward. And yeah, that's what we're going to be doing in this video. We're going to be doing the Color Dungeon. So, let's go ahead and first of all talk to these guys. This is the Color Dungeon, and we're the Color Guard. You'll need magic powder to get anywhere in here. Say the word and I'll sell you some. Okay, so that's actually kind of nice. If you don't have magic powder, you can buy it here. And again, powder is one of those things where you don't really need it much in this game to begin with. So, kind of a nice catch to be able to buy it here if you don't have it. So yeah, let's go ahead and do the Color Dungeon. Again, this dungeon by itself is not very long. It's actually a pretty quick dungeon, and you don't really need a lot to even do this. Pretty much the game intends you to be able to beat this once you find the Pegasus boots, and therefore unlock the information on how to get here. But even then, you can at least access the dungeon, even before that, if you know what you're doing. I think you're still supposed to have the gloves, at least, or the power bracelet. So pretty much after Dungeon 2 is, or even while you're completing Dungeon 2, is when you can kind of come over here and do this mini dungeon. One cool thing about this dungeon is this room right here. This is a nice little rupee room. I know that a lot of people actually use this room as a way to get some extra money in the original versions of the game to, kind of make it towards that bow purchase, that very expensive bow purchase. But thankfully, we don't have to worry about that now, do we? Because we already have the bow. Hooray for that. Also, goodbye bombs. Okay, so I can't enter the door from there. I think that's a one-way door from the south. And I think this is the reason why you need the power bracelet. I think you also need it to push the gravestones, but it's mainly for this puzzle right here, because you have to throw the right color of these enemies into the right colored holes. So yeah, there we go. Got that done. You got a stone beak. And I believe the stone beak goes to the previous room's owl statue. And in that case, it would tell you that you have to turn all the red blue, which is basically that switch room that had, like, the two colored crystal switches or whatever. So I'm probably not going to go back and read that for that reason alone, but that is pretty much what that hint would tell you. So there we go, got the small key. And we're going to go back up through this way. So we have two different paths we have right here. Let me check this one over here first, because you don't need a key for it. I mean, you gotta feel like keys gotta be progression, so... May as well check the other one first. So go ahead and read this. Try if you dare, make every tile square. So yeah, for that one, you don't really need to worry about color. Just make sure you have all the same color. Which I guess is still technically worrying about color, but I think you get what I'm trying to imply with that. And once again, I never know what the layout of this dungeon wants you to go to for some reason. But we have a boss, or a mini-boss. Boo! I am no weakling. Your pitiful sword is no match for me. Well, this is where the game wants you to have powder. Because, yeah, this is one of these cactus things. You fool! Your sword won't work. Try something else. Don't give me advice. You're supposed to be my enemy. I want to say that's all you need the powder for, though, so you don't have to really worry about it now. Yeah, we defeated the boss, or mini-boss. Get a fairy to restore our health, and then we can continue. Push these out of the way. And there we get the nightmare key, so it's kind of a good thing we came over in this direction. And it's also a dead end, too, so it means that we did choose correctly in terms of which direction they went to. Which is nice. Oh, looks like we have another mini-boss. What a greedy fool. You want more power? A buffoon like you might as well give up and go home. So this guy is interesting. Like, you just use your sword to fight this guy. And he kind of has, like, NES Shockwave Syndrome. You know, all those bosses in the NES games where whenever they jump on the ground, they cause you to, like, stumble, and you couldn't move for a second. That's basically what this guy is. The rocks are... I'm getting very lucky with the RNG for these rocks. Yeah, I got very lucky there, but it's cool. We beat him. I think you'd just take a lot of damage from the rocks. Like, it wouldn't be like an instant death or anything. But again, I just thought it interesting that the RNG just worked out in my favor so well in that fight. Okay, so looks like we have a switch to press. Again, this is a case where I don't really know which way the game wants me to go, so I have to kind of make a guess. I want to say this is not towards the boss, which is good. We don't want to go to the boss just yet. We do have the boss key, but that's not dungeon progression. There might also be a small key lock as well. This might also be the map. Hey, at last we have the map. Now, the map could actually help us here. Okay, yeah, we just want to go over here, then. Oh, no, it's one of these... Oh, God. Okay, that was kind of lucky. I threw that guy perfectly where he needed to go. But there is still one big thing left in this dungeon. And no, I'm not talking about the boss. I'm talking about something even more scary. Something even more brutal. A 9-peg puzzle. I don't know what it is. Like, I mean, this is really not that hard. But, again, like, it's just one of those things, you know? So what you have to do is you kind of need to find... I think this is what you need to do, just hit the 4 corners. Not quite. I had the right idea. But, And I just did the same thing. Whee. There we go. So yeah, just work backwards from that, I guess. I know, not a very helpful hint. I mean, I'm sure there's a trick where, like, you can get that done very quickly in, like, a minimum amount of sword swings. But again, I feel like a first-time player wouldn't do that. Like, they wouldn't have the solution. They just experiment and see if they could solve it without leaving the room and resetting the puzzle. So, I think it's all good. And just for fun, because we have this bow, may as well use it. Let's go ahead and shoot that, and open the door to the boss, which is a giant crystal switch. What a weird boss. This is safe. I am safe. We have the hard hit beetle. So basically, every time you hit this guy, he'll kind of turn color a little bit, and the more you hit him, the more dangerous he becomes. Step back, take your time. And there we go. So yeah, it's just a matter of being aggressive on him and getting those final hits in. That's really all you gotta do. And yeah, you notice how you don't get a heart container for this. You just get a fairy, you get a warp portal if you want to come back here. The main reward you do for this is actually from this fairy here. Welcome, Slim. I admire you for coming this far. I will give you the power of color. If you want offense, choose red. If you want defense, choose blue. Which power do you want? Okay, so here's the thing. Red is honestly the better tunic to pick. I'm going to go ahead and say that right now. Red is better. You do so much more damage with red mail than you do with blue mail. Red mail is, again, it's more offensive. Your sword, I don't know if it'll do double damage, but, like, things will take less hits to die. And that includes the bosses, too. So red mail, definitely the way to go. I'm choosing blue mail because I feel like everyone else would choose red mail. So I'm going to go with blue mail here. It might make the rest of the playthrough more interesting, at least with the boss fights. And we'll still be getting some other powerful items along the way anyway, so yeah, we're going to go with the blue mail here. And plus, blue's my favorite color. It's what I would want to pick anyway, so let's go for it. So we're going to relax, close our eyes, think about blue and everything that blue has given us over the years. And then our shirt and our hat are going to turn blue as well. You got the blue mail. You'll take half as much damage. Okay, so I think, yeah, red mail does allow you to do double damage, which is pretty freaking cool. But, yeah, this will allow you to take half damage from all sword strikes or normal enemy attacks, rather. So yeah, with that, the color dungeon is done. One thing worth mentioning is that the color dungeon does also count for Dampe's stuff. So you will actually get a couple of dungeon rooms that you can use through that, so that's one thing to keep in mind. And yeah, I think that's going to do it. So, with that, we have time to kill. I think you guys know where I'm going to be going next. This still might be kind of a short video regardless, but, you know, we haven't done the Trendy Game in a bit. We did Dungeon Maker last time. Let's do some stuff here at the Trendy Game. We have some more things to pick up. So we have that Boo statue over there. Let's start working on that. Yeah, I know you don't have to actually talk to the guy. You can just walk over the game as it is. I just never do that. Okay, so let's see. So the Boo's going to end up being where that heart is, pretty much. So let's do that first. Got it. Woo! Yeah, let's get the rupees here, too. I mean, we'll probably be coming like right back here, regardless, because I think there's more than just the Boo we have on the table right now. I think there's probably a couple of other statues. Now that we've beaten like 2 more dungeons since the last time we were here, so it'll probably be worth another attempt or 2. Okay, good. He didn't fall off. It's so weird. The rupees seem like they'd be easy to fall out of the crane, but if anything, they stay in, like, more regular than the other things, which is interesting. And yeah, we won't need anything else. We don't need powder. We don't need a heart. I mean, you need a heart. You need that to probably live, guys, but, as far as that particular heart, I think we're good. I think we're full health anyway. So let's go ahead and pick up some of these. We get the Boo figure, as Spooky Ghosts go. This one's pretty cute. Aww. So we also get 20 rupees and 50. And see, we made a profit from that Trendy Game visit too, so that'll be good later on when we need to start purchasing things from the shop, because again, there are still some things we can purchase from there. We just can't do them right now. I'm not sure where the Boo statue goes. There's like a lot of statue places in this house. Shy Guy, don't have that. Boo, there we go. So let's go ahead and place that here. I guess we'll just go until we run out of statues for now. So I guess I'll take this time to do some viewer interaction here. Hope you guys have been enjoying the project so far. It's been a lot of fun for me. I do really enjoy Link's Awakening, as you guys know. Honestly, I do think it's probably like my 2nd or 3rd favorite Zelda game. Most definitely 3rd, because Majora's Mask and Link to the Past, definitely. But yeah, like this is a really cool remake. I'm really glad they did this. You know, I know I've definitely complained about the price of this remake before. Guilty as charged. And yeah, I do think that it shouldn't be full retail price, but it's still a lot of fun. It's still a very fun game. It's a great adventure. It's an adventure that's very near and dear to me because this is a game I played a lot in my childhood. Also, swing and a miss at the Trendy Game. That's a surprise. It's not like that's happened before. I should be able to get it now. I'm definitely getting this down to a science. Okay, that may have been too early. Oh, I still got it. Okay, that's good. Oh, man, I was so paranoid that was gonna fall out. Oh, God. At least the Cheep's not moving. That just means it's gonna fall out. But yeah, honestly, this is a really solid remake. I think I'd still maybe recommend waiting to see if it drops in price a little. Maybe even becomes like one of those Nintendo Selects or whatever, whenever Nintendo starts doing that. Because again, it is essentially a Game Boy game in terms of length. But it's definitely a very fun game, at the very least, at the absolute least. So I don't. This is not going to give me a profit because I missed out on that. Even if I did get the heart piece on my first go, it still wouldn't have been a profit because 20 versus 30 rupees that I spended. But still, I may as well get some of it back, I guess. Okay, let me actually see. If I go back in... Oh, there is a... I love how the seashell meter went off. Let me turn in the Cheep first. There's also statues in this room, too. I'm wondering if maybe this guy has all the fishing ones. Oh, wow. That was a bold guess on my part, and it worked. Hooray. Sorry. Couldn't help myself. Okay, well there is no other statue, so we'll at least get the seashell. And I think we might be done again after this. But again, we'll check after we get the seashell. Okay, so all I have to do is just move it up. That may have been not enough. Oh, no, we got it. Unless it falls out, it's... Oh god, it was stutter. Okay. I was about ready to freak out, guys. I was about ready to freak out. Oh, thankfully, we're good. That almost did not land. Oh my god, really? You know what? No. I'm mad. I'm gonna get my seashell and get the hell out of here. Oh god. So let's see if it gives us anything else. If it doesn't give us anything else, I think we're done. Okay, yeah, we're good. Okay, well with that, I think I am going to go ahead and start wrapping this video up. Thank you everybody for watching. Let's go ahead and also warp to our next destination. Because, ladies and gentlemen, we are actually going to be taking on another dungeon. I know, 2 videos with, you know, dungeons in a row, back to back. Technically that did happen already since we did 1 and 2 back to back, but still, this kind of deep into the game, we're getting that, so we're going to be really, really starting to attack these dungeons. But yeah, next dungeon we're going to go to is we're going to go to the Catfish's Maw, which is down here in Martha's Bay. Catfish's Maw, I think, is like the first dungeon that kind of gets a little more difficult than some of the ones we've had so far. And it probably will take the whole video. Like, we probably won't even have time for extra stuff afterwards. But we'll see. We'll see about that. So yeah, I'll see you guys then. Thank you for watching. And yeah, see you guys next time. Later, folks.